While the 2023 is in focus, the economic, social and environmental challenges facing the world is definitely having an impact on Lagos as a state. The state government is keen to ensure that all of these challenges do not leave the people impoverished and vulnerable to the elements. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of This is Lagos. The Lagos State Residence Registration Agency, saddled with the responsibility of identifying residents of the state and keeping such records, is relaunching the state's identity card. The state government is pegging the need for this change on the limitations the previous mode of identification possessed, not being digitally enabled to cater for financial amenities as against modes of identification in many developed societies around the world.
The age of global digitalization, our people cannot afford to be disadvantaged. We need to create and widen opportunities for more people to access and benefit from government services and create opportunities for financial inclusion. Furthermore, there is a need to tie into the dream of making Lagos a smart city, and the multi-purpose smart card is more than relevant in this agenda.
Expatiating on this, the state government says the new card will trim down the unnecessary duplication of cards in the state's public transport sector, the health sector, and financial sector, with all such benefits captured and subscriptions can be tracked with the new cards.
It's a system that helps eliminate occurrences of identity duplication. That's very important for financial inclusion, to build a robust credit system, right? Health insurance access. This is a key benefit that this card will bring. Access to other kinds of benefit systems, such as grants from government, access to co-ops, food bank programs.
The state governor, in his remarks, notes that enrollment of citizens to the identification scheme will help the state government adequately plan in the disbursements of benefits and amenities.
This smart resident card will help address the issues surrounding the identification and traceability of Lagos residents, and the ultimate help will inform government's planning and provisions of services designed to secure the lives and property of its citizens. Let me now use this opportunity to solicit the cooperation of all residents and acquire this Lagos State resident card.
The Lagos State government notes that the new cards can also be used at withdrawal automated transaction machines, ATM, as many financial institutions identified the need to reduce multiple ATM cards in the possession of each citizen. With the 2023 elections looming, there is a need to have women, especially from the private sector, actively participate in the political space in order to create a divergent solution to critical issues affecting the nation and to promote the cause of other women in the leadership space. This was a message as leaders of the All Progressives Congress visited the residence of late Mrs. Kemi Nelson, who died on July 17, 2022. The party leaders, representing the national hierarchy of the party, articulated the virtues of the former APC women leader with a call for more professional women with capacity to get involved in the political space, saying that is one way to push the interest of several other women in the country.
We will forever miss her for giving the women folk a voice. She stood her ground and she made sure that our women got a voice. Today, the party has established that wherever you give 2 slots out, one must be a woman. That is because women like that fought for it. We will continue to miss her because she did her best for us.
She had a trademark. She was a woman of beauty. She was a woman of style. She was a woman of intellect. And then she was a woman of character. She's been in this, mobilizing women in the zone and in Nigeria for our party. And with the kind of experience that she had, this is the time for us to tap from that experience in our crusade, in our struggle, in our campaign to win the next round of elections.
With the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Index approximating the poverty figures in Lagos at 4 million, the Lagos State government is concerned that several residents remain at risk of health complications due to a lack of finance. This has necessitated a free medical outreach by the Lagos State government, providing basic examinations and treatments for residents. The First Lady of the state, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, speaking at the opening ceremony of the outreach in Yaba, points that major medical expenses can be prevented with early detection and prompt treatment, urging residents to come out and partake in the outreach.
We have brought the health to the people now. We're not waiting for them to get sick before they come to the hospitals. It's very important that they check themselves. Any opportunity they have, whether it's free, whether it's another another private people that are doing free health, free screenings, that they should take advantage of that and not play with their health at all.
We had Jigibola Phase 1, that was in July, August 2021. So we are now in the Phase 2. So we are covering the entire 20 local governments of Lagos. So we've done 7. We are doing another 8 now. And in the third edition, in the third phase, we'll be covering the remaining 5. So.
Despite efforts to make medical insurance attractive to residents of Lagos, inflation rates and cost of living is forcing many living above the threshold of poverty to seek self-help instead of getting professional care when ill. The Lagos State government is looking to cater for those who fall under this category with the provision of this free medical outreach under the flagship of the Jigibola.
We will be covering the areas of Mushin, Surulere, Shomolu, Oshofe, Amuwo-Odofin, Ibejuleki. Will also be at Etiosa.
Targeted to reach over 250,000 Lagosians in 8 local government areas, 8 market sites, and 8 police barracks.
One of the major health challenges facing over 2.7 million Nigerians is eye defect. International Cooperatives Day is set aside to recognize the role of unions, usually comprising professionals of a particular industry or institutions who come together to solve common challenges. This century of such a celebration is centered on building a people-centered and environmentally just recovery following the impact of COVID-19 and inflation rates across the world. Experts gathered by the Lagos State government are examining ways cooperatives can help tackle critical issues affecting the masses as a result of government policies and economic fluctuations in an inflation-ridden year.
We want to train our students to go into and become accredited, and the only thing we can do that is by making sure that the academics that is being taught in our college is of high standard and equitable to anywhere in the world, and we therefore be able to produce the right caliber of graduates for the society to make use of.
It helps you to improve on the knowledge that you've already had. Instead of just concentrating on that particular one, you understand, things change every day. You understand? And don't forget, education is a lifelong process, and nobody's a repository of knowledge.
For the cooperatives, there are still areas the state government can address to make citizenship participation in cooperative transparent.
One of them is having a good law, an enabling law that will strengthen, make cooperative activities virile. Another one is adequate supervision by the ministry. Yes, they are trying. The Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Cooperatives are trying. So we need more of supervision.
For the state government, adequate checks and balances are required to ensure such unions and cooperatives don't exploit the financial contributions of their members.
These cooperatives, no doubt, are helping, to move our economy forward. Yes, that they should continue to be sincere, to be honest, to their members, and, serve their members with a lot of dedication and efficiency.
Cooperatives exist in all forms and folds, some even within organizations as contributory unions, all with the aim of ensuring the interests, targets, and essential amenities of its members can be collectively attained. Climate change is causing devastating weather conditions across the world, with wildfires, heat waves, and rainstorms dominating headlines in recent weeks. The annual International Climate Change Summit, hosted by the Lagos State Government, has come at an appropriate time.
The impact of climate change is not only an environmental factor, it's economic and it's social as well. Lagos is the only state in the country that has developed and commenced the implementation of the Climate Action Plan in Nigeria. This plan highlighted 36 initiatives across adaptation and mitigation actions.
That's why, even in challenging times around the globe, with shortages in food, supply chain problems, rising inflation, uncertainties in financial markets, I'm still optimistic and more determined than ever before that the path ahead of us.
Experts are concerned that despite innovations in technology, emissions into the atmosphere, improper waste disposal, and forest degradation are some of the major challenges still impacting the ecosystem.
It strikes me that given the high price of things in Nigeria, I haven't seen any city designed intentionally to encourage walking and the use of bicycles. So massive changes in the way that we design cities will be a good starting point for our country, Nigeria.
They need a sustainable infrastructure finance, which promotes investments in infrastructure, will support sustainable development in developing countries and to realize the SDGs.
The Lagos State Government says it is looking to participate in the 2022 United Nations Climate Change Conference, more commonly referred to as COP27.
We are the only sub-sovereign in the world that was at that summit. Lagos and South Africa. We are the only two partners in Africa because we knew that we are a state, a literal state, that's 2 meters below sea level, and we don't want to disappear. And I want to also say that by September, we are developing a sustainable bond, green and blue bond. I think the green component of it is about 20 billion. The Commissioner for Finance just told me that is done. So we are attacking it on all fronts.
With global warming resulting in the death and displacement of countless families around the world, Nigeria must begin to take concrete steps towards reducing its carbon footprint. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has warned against gagging the press, insisting that the media in Nigeria must be given a free hand to carry out their profession. Sanwo-Olu and others said this at the Nigerian Guild of Editors 2-day workshop in Lagos with the theme Journalism, Digitization, the Imperative of Good Cooperative Governance. In his remarks, the governor warned politicians against gagging the media as it is doing its work to hold the government accountable.
I've been in keen watcher of what has happened in your space in the last 2 weeks, where the NBC I don't know who is first, but the NBC first, sanctioned the BBC on some video that I heard that they did, and it's been called out, for and against. They shouldn't, they should have, where's the thin line, what should they have not done right, and the rest of it. And just this morning again, we also heard about the ban, on Trust TV and multi-choice and the rest of it for airing a few things. So the question we'll ask is, where is press freedom? I stand with you guys in solidarity to say that indeed your profession is not just a noble one, but is the one that gives the general public an independent assessment, holding our governance and government accountable at all times. And so we need to be very careful as politicians, as public officers, that we do not gag this profession. We do not, unduly stifle, free journalism.
Meanwhile, the president, Nigerian Guild of Editors, Mr. Mustafa Isa, while stating the position of the guild on the fine to some media houses, said the media is not afraid of being watched or scrutinized.
The media is never afraid of being watched or scrutinized. Never. But that role of scrutiny should be performed by the government, which the Constitution has given us the power or the mandate to hold accountable. That is why the guild is not comfortable with the dominance of government-appointed officials in the current regulatory bodies, including the National Broadcasting Commission. That is putting down on the neck of broadcasters in Nigeria. Government cannot be the accuser and the judge in matters related to it. Independent agencies should handle allegations of infractions leveled against the media by the government. And the media houses so accused must be given the opportunity to defend themselves. The media has always demanded accountability and good governance from those in government. So it is my hope that even media owners themselves should lead by example by embracing good corporate governance and accountability.
The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has urged residents of Lagos to ignore reports of an imminent attack on Lagos, saying the state government and security operatives are on top of the situation. The governor addressed the press at the State House Marina after a security meeting with security operatives and service chiefs in Lagos, such as the Nigerian Police, the Navy, the Army, the Customs, Civil Defense, amongst others. Governor Sanwo-Olu, attesting to a recent intelligence report regarding splinter cells of terrorists in some states in Nigeria, including Lagos, says there is no reason to fear, urging residents to divulge any information of suspicious movement or elements in their locality for prompt response.
We have reviewed where we are and we have put heads together to come up with strategies, and interventions that will, one, help assure our citizens that our men are alive and they are ready, to ensure that the safety of life and property of our citizens in Lagos is not compromised in any form. All of the security agencies have been activated, not in any form to cause panic, but they've been reassured of not only the support of the government, but also have been encouraged to be vigilant, and to be up to their responsibility. Our advice to our citizens is to continue to be law-abiding, to continue to go about their lawful duties, to continue to say something when they see something, because security is actually everybody's business.
The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has opened a mini housing scheme in a residential neighborhood of Victoria Island, further raising the housing stock of the state.
Under the administration of Mr. Governor, we have completed and delivered some joint venture projects such as Scotland Luxury Villa, Bayview Estates, and Lekki Apartments, all in the Lekki area of Lagos. In the next 18 months, we hope to deliver other joint ventures projects, including iconic towers.
The more reason why I have always been advocating for a compact, coordinated, and connected Lagos. With that, we'll be able to reduce the travel time, we'll be able to increase on our productivity, we'll be able to do a whole lot.
If you are not taking good use of all the facility, it will get easily deteriorated. At the end of the day, it will reduce the value. So let's make maximum use of the facility and the apartment.
The governor said his administration had pursued its urban renewal policy vigorously, which resulted in rehabilitation and reconstruction of various infrastructure across the state, promising to continue to provide a supportive environment for businesses and investments to flourish while improving life expectancy in the state.
Just right next door is also another project that we're doing, the iconic towers, which is a 10-story building. 2 blocks are out of it. I'll be going to also inspect ongoing work at that site. Finally, is to assure you that this government remains committed
at completing all of our projects, ensuring that we can deliver on all of our promises.
The housing scheme consists of twin blocks of 38 units, 2 and 3 bedroom flats on a land size of 2,832 square meters, making it the 16th housing project completed and commissioned in the last 3 years by the administration.
We need to look at the coastal roads. Please, I beg you, God will enable you. We were hoping that for the fourth mainland bridge will take off from Badore Angle.
Infrastructural development is very key for Lagos, Nigeria, and the African continent to enjoy the benefits of its business activities as it continues to emerge from a developing to a developed nation. Akoka community harbors students from tertiary institutions across Yaba, businesses, and serves as a connection point for residential areas as Bariga and Oroshoki. Pako Road, right in the heart of this community, which has been a challenge for residents in several years, especially during the rainy season, but had seen sign of improvement with construction work going on following a promise by the Lagos State Governor to rehabilitate the road leading to St. Fimbers and Bariga Road. Construction, however, appears to have stalled in recent weeks on the Pako stretch of the road, leaving residents to question the promise of the governor to deliver the road before the end of 2022.
The contract was being given by around 2020, but they was not starting the road because they want to use the road to do campaign. So when they come to 2021, so they start to do the road small. They start to construct the road, but the road was not moving the way they supposed to done.
There's no any continuity. They have stopped. They only open the other lane, which you can see. Even the other lane have not been fixed, but people are managing to the other lane.
I beg, I will debate whether they call them our governor. May they come complete this road because don't spoil many people for this area.
Business owners are left counting their losses as patronage has dropped even further than they were when the road was left unattended, urging the government to intervene.
See the other colleagues, they are not selling. This one has full up, is not selling. Why? Because of the road. It's better they come and continue it or leave it the way it was before.
We are urging the government to come to our aid, to come to the aid of the users of this road, because the area which the work is still pending now is giving us so much stress because of the potholes that are there. The potholes are killing and is destroying our vehicles.
The special advisor to the governor on works, Engineer Ramide Adeoye, reacting to the development, says a contract renewal was simply the reason for the delay, assuring work will progress soon.
What you have is from Unilag backwards into Aino by the Deeper Life side. From the Deeper Life side back to Abeokuta is completed. So there are two contractors working on the road. One contractor has actually finished and the other contractor is the one that is lagging behind. In the last 1 week, I think Mr. Governor has made some approvals that will see that contractor go back to site. But one of the things that we have done is, pending even when that work is going on, we try to do some palliative so that at least people can have respite.
The Ministry of Works in Lagos is confident of completing the project before the end of 2022, as it also intends to sustain its developmental projects across Lagos.
The Regional Road is just one of the 4 legacy projects, just one of the 4. So Regional Road is it's a missing gap. It's a missing gap in the Eastern Development Plan. So in the Lagos, as it is designed, it's the Strategic Transport Master Plan, you have the Fourth Mainland Bridge, you have the Regional Road, you have the Lagoon Highway, you have the Lekki Etiosa Expressway, and of course you then have the Coastal Road. So there are many like that that will complement the complete master plan. So Regional Road is just one of them. It's an 8.75 kilometer long road that stretches from Victoria Garden System and then goes beyond the Kota River. It goes through Bokushu. It goes all across those villages and busts out at the 3rd roundabout. The Fourth Mainland Bridge is intended to take off from Ibamade Soya and will fly across the lagoon, go towards Bayeku, cross over and bust out at Arepo towards Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. We have 3 contractors now, a reserve bidder, a preferred bidder, and one waiting in the event that one of the 2, something happens along the line. But I think that we are ready to go. Leaving 2 other ones at stake, the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway and the Okpebimede Bridge. Those ones are also going, and hoping that the commissioning ceremony for the phase 1 of Lekki-Ekpe Expressway would happen at the same time with Obaseki-Made.
Government is a continuum, and the Lagos State government is keen to ensure that the promises made by the previous administrations and of course this administration are kept by improving the transportation network across Lagos and improving the ease of doing business for all Lagosians and Nigerians. That completes our episode for this week. Until next time, I am Wilson Omoni, and this is Lagos.